Hello, sexy people. It's Rikki Waters. I'm back and I am so hungry for breakfast. I don't have Jerry helping me this morning, but I do have Lucy Kitty Witty under here poking her head through the tablecloth. She has ripped a hole through the tablecloth here below, and now she's popping her head out trying to help. So she's finding new places to jump, and I'm having to move furniture because unfortunately she's learned how to jump on the table. Come on, Lucy. I don't want her to do that. So back to our recipe. This morning I'm going to show you how to make migas. Migas is scrambled eggs with corn tortillas, and basically migas means crumbs in Spanish. So I like to keep my tortillas in my little thing here just to keep them from getting dry. And so I just have a pack of corn tortillas here that I've had for a couple weeks now. And you see on the top, sometimes they're in there and they get ripped. Well, actually that's perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ripped tortillas. I'm going to leave them ripped just like this. And have a frying pan here. I'm going to turn it up to the highest heat. Now I have extra light olive oil, and as you see, the light colored oil, it's better for frying. This is better, but when I used to make this, when I first started making migas, I've been making them since I was like 11 years old. When I first started making migas, I would just use corn oil because that's what was in the house. So I've got the pan hot. I would say that's about a quarter of a cup of oil. Now I'm going to add some salt to the oil. You guys may notice, like, I add salt to the oil just because I want everything that touches the oil to have that salt taste. That way you don't get like a big chunk of salt in one bite and then no salt in the other. It kind of spreads it out and gives everything that flavor. So I'm letting the salt crystals dissolve, and I'm going to wait until I can feel the heat over my hand, you know, like an inch above the pan. I'm not going to show you the version of migas that I grew up with. I'm going to show you the not virgin. There's none here. I'm going to show you the version that I make now for myself, but I will make a second edition of migas for you. Not today, because after I make this, I don't think I'm going to want to make it again, but I have been known to do that. So I'm going to make my version of migas. I still don't feel enough heat. I would say let the oil sit for about 5 minutes. So I'm going to pause and we're going to come back until the oil is nice and hot. Okay, so I feel like it's giving off a good amount of heat now. Of course, I'm not putting my hand directly in there, but I'm just above so I can feel how much heat the oil is giving off. It's nice and thin. The oil looks thin. It doesn't look thick anymore, so it's ready to fry. And there's already salt in there. So I have 3 of these 4 of these stacked on top of each other, and I'm just going to rip. And just let them, try not to let them fall on top of each other as much as you can. They probably will at some point with the amount that I have in here. I'm not going to add any more salt. If you want to salt your eggs after you're done, or your migas I should say after you're done, you can. The only thing is you put in too much salt, you can't remove it. But if you don't have enough, you can always add it, right? So I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to keep it on high heat, but turn it down just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. I'm going to let you take a peek. See how the edges are already getting brown? I'm going to turn it down just a little bit more. You definitely want it crispy like this. Sometimes it takes a lot longer for them to get crispy. But because I'm going to be putting eggs in this, these are going to get soft again. They're not going to stay as crispy. And I don't want it any crispier than this. I mean, I've got very, very dark, and these are going to take no time to darken up on the other side. So I'm going to drain this little bit of oil that I have in here that's left. And there may be like a little bubbles left after I'm done, and that's fine. But I'm going to drain this oil, and then we'll get back. Okay, so I only used 2 tortillas that I broke up. That's enough for one person. You're going to want to use more if there's more than one person. And I'm going to scramble. Oh, my eggs are a little frozen. I guess my refrigerator got a little too cold. I'm going to scramble right in the pan, and I'm going to turn my heat all the way down as low as I can. So we're going to flip this maybe about 2 or 3 more times just to get like the runny parts like this right there cooked evenly. Remember, I'm not going to add any more salt. There was already salt in the oil, and there's a little bit of oil touching the eggs. We can do that later. Now I want the eggs extra done. I want them a little dry, and I'm going to tell you why here soon. Okay. I'm going to let these sit there like I said. I want them to be a little dry. And if you have any loose, I would call these chips at this point. This one got a little overcooked. you can just put them in the middle because they're going to get soft. I just decided to eat that one instead. They're going to rehydrate. Now that my eggs are dry, you're going to want to take some salsa. You can make your own salsa. We can do a video sometime of making salsa. But I'm going to use the fresh salsa, the kind that's in the deli department, that's already cold, that you keep refrigerated. The reason why is just it tastes better. It tastes more like home. It doesn't have that vinegary taste. If you want to use the cheap kind, you can, but it kind of gets lost with this. You use the cheap kind. So I'm going to take I'm just going to pour it on top. I could do this after, but I hate it when I have hot eggs and I go to put cold salsa on it. Ruins it for me. So this looks so pretty on top. And I can smell the cilantro. I'm actually allergic to jalapenos, but I eat them anyways. They just make me break out a little. So remember, I told you how the eggs and the tortillas are going to be rehydrated. So you do want them a little dry. I'm going to spread this salsa out. And then I'm going to flip it. Then after I flip it, I'm just going to put a little holes, slices, because I want that to, the flavors to come through the top. And I don't want to flip it anymore because I don't want this to get mushy, runny. We all hate mushy eggs. So this is something quick, and I've learned I can't do videos for y'all when I'm really hungry. So if I'm like halfway through the video and I'm starving, I can't concentrate. So I'm just going to cover this. It's not the right size lid, but that's okay. I'm going to cover this for a minute and a half. I'm going to leave it on the low setting just a little bit more. Maybe your lowest to almost lowest, and just let it sit there for 1 or 2 minutes. So now I have removed the cover and I've plated it. And I wish I had a little sprig of cilantro right here to garnish this and make it look so cute. But this is the end result. And it smells amazing. I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of black pepper. The salsa I used was just the Publix deli medium salsa. So I'm going to take a bite here. The chips are no longer crunchy. Just the right amount of salt. Doesn't need any salt. I can taste fresh cilantro in the salsa. Oh, I guess I can stop eating now and do my outro. It's hard to stop. You know, it's rare when I make an egg dish and I say it doesn't need cheese. You could add cheese, but I really don't want to lose the other flavors that I'm tasting right now with cheese. That's how good this is. That's how delicious and satisfying this is. This has been Rikki Waters. Please subscribe, please like, please comment below. Tell me what you think about this recipe. Again, I am going to make a version 2 of Migas sometime after this and let you see the other way. I grew up with this, but I like this. I like this version more. It's easier and it's delicious. So, what do I say? What do I say to all you sexy fine people? Stay sexy. Stay healthy. I love you. Mwah.